Yeah. But whenever you talk to a Masoom, that Masoom responds. Except if you talk to Fatima to Zahra. You talk to Fatima to Zahra, the 13 Masoomin respond. When you turn to Fatima, Ya wajihatan indallah, ishfa'i lana indallah. It's not just Fatima who's coming on. The entire entourage is coming. Labbaik, tell us. You don't believe it? Listen to this incident. Long time back. This is Iran now. And because I've mentioned the hadith of the 8th Imam regarding this, I'm bringing this incident of the 8th Imam. A group of individuals going for ziyarat. As they go for ziyarat, in that group there are two brothers. One brother, La Ubali. Asu namaz, what fasting? Kyare pade, kyare na pade. Kyare dhilu, kyare na dhilu. Kaza thayge, not a problem. The other brother, religious, he would keep telling him, this is not right, huh? You'll mess your akhirat up. You'll really mess your akhirat up. He say, yeah, we'll see. Just like majority of us do. Yeah, Ali in Dua Kumail says, I take refuge from your ghadab and your punishment. Ma la taqumu laha samawati wal ard. Your punishment, your adab, the earth cannot withstand. And we say, as this happens, when it goes into the mode of understanding, this Muqaddas Ard-Beli issue finished. Now we are into this issue about what happens when these individuals go. So now these individuals, these are not scholars, these are ordinary people. They're saying, listen, you're messing up things big time. You need to understand. He says, Joy Lesu. By qadar, by mashiyat of God, whatever happens, this younger brother dies. On the way for the ziyarat of Imam Rida alayhi salam. This is very close to Mashhad. So now what happens? The elder brother says, okay, the younger brother has died, let us bury him in Mashhad. But in Mashhad, because I've lived there, in Mashhad there is a rule. This is there in all places where there is a haram. The rule is that whenever somebody dies, you take them into the haram. You take the carpet of the haram, you dust it onto the tabut, yeah? And then you take the lasha inside 3 times around the avari. Then you come out, take it to the graveyard, bury. He says, okay, now we are near the Mashhad, this person has died, let's do the same thing. They do the ghusl, they do the kafan, they put them into tabut, into the haram. They do the 3 times tawaf harams, they take him out into the graveyard, done, khalas. Few days later, the elder brother sees the younger brother in his dreams. Radiant face, libas, fakhir, ornamentation, lush green fields, enjoying himself. I said, oh, what happened? You're not this kind of a person to have got this. What has happened? He says, don't ask, but this is what I am. He says, but this is what happened exactly after you went. Tell me, I need to know. He says, don't ask what happened when I died, but I will tell you. He says, when I died, you remember that you took me for ghusl? He says, yes. He says, when you were doing ghusl, were you not pouring water over me, the cold water? He says, yes. He says, you thought you were pouring cold water. For me, it was scorching and boiling water. He says, after giving me the ghusl, did you not wrap me up into the kafan? He says, yes. You thought it was white kafan made of cloth? He says, yes. He says, for me, it was kafan made up of fire. He says, after that, did you not put me into the tabut? You did not put me into the coffin to take me into the qabristan? He says, yes. He says, for you, that tabut was made up of wood. For me, it was made up of fire. Don't ask what happened to me. He says, then how did this happen now? That does not tally with what I'm seeing, this radiant face, this fakhr libas, this ornamentation that you've got. What happened? He says, remember you gave the suggestion while we are near Mashhad, let us take him towards the haram of Imam Rida, take him, circumambulate the dhari, and then take him out. He says, yes. He says, as you started, you thought you were following me. But together with you, there were angels of punishment. And from the time you started to take off towards the haram, these angels of punishment were together with me. And they were giving me the punishment, not bashara, but they were telling me and promising me, you've been an evil man. You've not been a good man. Await the punishment of God for your actions in this world. And now I'm seeing things. There are dogs next to me. And we've discussed this before in the discussion on the Qiyamah. Yeah, we don't want to go 2010. But all those things, and now I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. There are these dogs around me. There are these angels, Shadidul Ghalab. And they are warning me of the dangers once I go into the grave. Till you reach the grave, till you reach the haram of Imam Rida. As soon as you stop, you remember that when you were entering, you were halted for some time. He says, yes, we remembered, we were tired, so we put you down. It says, from that moment onwards, when you picked up the coffin, and you started to take inside, a sound was heard. A sound was heard. Oh, angels of punishment, you cannot enter this place, this house, because this is the place of rahmat. Angels of punishment, you cannot enter the haram of Rida. This is the place of rahmat. Stand outside. It says all the angels stood outside. Now I am not seeing those dreadful things and those dreadful talks. You took me inside. As you entered the enclosure where the dhari was there, it says, yes, we remember. It says, you remember you started doing the tawaf? It says, the moment you started doing the tawaf, a sound came. It says, you saw who was left outside. This is what you're going to experience. Your only option is this individual who's sitting over there. I turn around and what do I see? Sitting on the grave of Imam Rida sitting over there. Imam Rida sitting over there. A sound comes into my ear. If anybody can save you, it is this man. Turn to him and seek his assistance. I immediately turned to him. Assalamu alaikum ya ibn Rasulullah. As soon as he heard my salams, he returned my salam, wa alaikum salam. But he turned his face as an exhibition of his anger towards me. And I immediately realized, because of my action, he turns his face back and turns around. I plead to him, Imam Rida, I need your help. Can you help me? Because in your absence of help, I'm not going to survive. Imam does not answer. You finished one tawaf. The second tawaf came. A sound comes into my ear. This is the second tawaf. You only have 3 tawafs. You walk out of here and this man doesn't help you, then nobody can help you. Second time the tawaf started. I pleaded to Imam, Imam, help me. Imam refused to look at me. The second tawaf finished. The third tawaf starts. Now the final munadi comes and tells into my ear, this is your last chance, or it is hum fiha khalidun. At that time, out of desperation, I did not know what to do. I tried to call Yabna Rasulullah, Imam Rida, Fulan, but no reply. All apply. There was no reply. All of a sudden, something comes into my mind and I tell him, I put you under the oath of your grandmother Fatima Zahra. He says, the moment I uttered these words, I saw Imam stand up. 2 times I told him, he didn't move. Now when I put him under the oath of Fatima Zahra, Imam stands up. He turns. Surprise. I see tears streaming down his eyes. He comes close to me and says, you have put a big oath upon me that I cannot turn down. You have asked me with the wasila of Fatima Zahra. This is one wasila the Ahlul Bayt of the Nabuwwat cannot violate. He says at that point of time, Imam turns to the skies, raises his hands, says, O Parvardigara, if I have got little respect in your eyes, I seek you to forgive this man. These sentences finished. I am now taken out. I don't know what is going to happen. 3 rounds are finished. I am going out. As I am about to come out of the haram, I am expecting those angels to start coming around. As I enter outside, as I exit the haram, I see those angels come to me. And I'm sure now I'm into annihilation and perdition. All of a sudden a sound comes. Oh, my angels of punishment, back off. Back off. You know why? Because the angels of mercy are coming to your place. Because of Rida asking me with the wasila of Fatima, I have forgiven this man's sins.